Welcome to Patina and Performance TV. Last night I picked up this Buick Park Avenue 97 model. Bought it for scrap, basically. Gave the guy a little more than scrap was worth. Little ratty inside, but it's all leather. Carpet's really in good shape. And got my little helper Hank with me today. He's sick from daycare today, so we couldn't go. So he's wrenching on cars with Dad today. I don't really remember how many miles are on this. Starts up. It doesn't even want to admit how many miles are on it. 238,000. So we're gonna do a little experiment. It's got a leak under the hood. I'm gonna show you guys. You see how it's wet back here? The guy quit driving it because he said it smelled like gas. Take this cover off. See it spraying out of there? Pretty steady stream. See it's getting that cover wet? I'll shut her off. So from the research I've done to get the repair kit for this is like $600. So we're going to try to do it for basically next to nothing. Maybe you guys can do this on yours if this ends up happening to you and save yourself a pile of money and headache and time. Now what I've done since I'm cheap is I cut a fuel line out of a car I ran last year rather than using some brand new fuel line, and got her at the carburetor and should have plenty here to work with. Now I got the line pressed on both ends. I just need to tighten up these hose clamps. I would strongly suggest when you're doing anything like this to use like some name brand Napa or something hose clamps. These ones are ideal, is the name brand on them. I bought some cheap ones and had them fail, and usually you just end up wasting your money because half the time they're twisted wrong or they don't hold up. So spend $1, get the good hose clamps no matter what you're doing, and we'll see here in a minute if this thing runs. Well, these fuel lines say non-repairable, and this one I just put on says not for fuel injection system. So we got everything a little backwards here. I don't know, I've ran this line for years. Might dry up and crack within a year or two, I guess. I don't know. Who knows how long this car is going to last anyway with that 3800. Could be a few miles, could be a lot, who knows. Let's see if there's any leaks. Well, it's running. I'm not seeing any major problems currently. These lines do hold a lot of pressure, so that's why I double clamped them. Somewhere they're upwards of like 37 psi. So you're gonna want to make sure you use some newer, good line. That stuff's only about a year old, but I just turned a $600 fix into about a $6 fix if you had to go to the store and buy the 2 feet of gas line and the 4 hose clamps. So it's budgetary. Worst case scenario, it's going to start leaking again and probably cause a major fire. So it's been a few days now and Buick's still going pretty strong. Actually, been kind of a long morning here. We got a little snow last night and kind of got pretty cold, but it's kind of starting to warm up a little bit, so just gonna go to the field and see if we can't get some tillage done. I know, although it might seem like, you know, we're rolling around in these 90s Buicks and luxury cars, that it seems like we have a lot of money and that's all we do, but in all reality we have full-time jobs just like everybody else. I just about totaled this thing out this morning on my way to town. There was a one-horned inbred swamp donkey that just about ran right into the side of it, and I'd have been pretty upset if that would have happened. This seems to be a pretty solid runner, really. And then of course, you know, you go to town and then you got to deal with all the judgmental townspeople when you come rolling through there, and they always are making comments about your stuff, you know, what you're driving and what, you know, what they think is, what they think about it. I had one guy tell me, he said, well, geez, that thing's pretty ghetto, he said. And I said, ghetto? I don't know if you can read the rear quarter panel, but it says Park Avenue. This is as upper middle class as it gets. And next person say, oh, that's a grandma car. A grandma car. If your grandma drives a Park Avenue, she sounds like a classy lady, and I'd really like to meet her. You gotta keep in mind too with this thing that it was owned by old people and driven by old people its entire life, so I gotta kind of remind myself, you know, I can't really beat on this car, kind of treat it how it's been treated the last 238,000 miles and try to kind of treat it accordingly, because if I start hammering on it too much, it's not gonna last long. I've been there, done that, and yeah, you guys might think that, you know, with this Buick and, well, you know, I'm obsessed with Buicks, and that ain't the case. This is the first one that I've actually really taken my time and driven and didn't completely destroy or just fix and sell right away and get rid of. I have just, I'm not too biased from one vehicle to the next. Yeah, there's cars I dislike. There's cars I do like. There's some that are just mediocre. Pickups as well. I'm a car connoisseur. I mean, I like to drive something for a period of time just to kind of see what it's all about. You know, you get people that talk about this and that, and you know, there's a lot of people that drive these Buicks and talk about them, and you know that they're the greatest thing on earth. You know, well, I've had a lot of Honda Civics, and I really like those because they got excellent mileage. I like the 5-speed manuals in them and stuff like that. The automatics I wasn't real too fond of. They were slower. They're all slow. Don't get me wrong. But you know, I just feel like I'm at a point in my life of maturity to where now I've gotten to a Buick, you know. I mean, I've grown into that, you know. When I was younger, I couldn't appreciate something like this. It just wasn't my style. You know, it was just an automatic and just blah, blah, blah. I didn't really care for it. You know, if there was a Buick with a manual in it, I'd be all over it. Don't get me wrong. But I think for an all-around cruiser, comfortable, this thing's like sitting on your living room couch and driving it to town with a heater. I mean, my couch in my living room doesn't even have heated seats. I mean, come on.